John A. Cup and Start. And for those of you who follow me, I've been talking about this book a lot, where it's the stages of, what are the first, who remember the first stage?
Learning.
What was the second?
Editing.
Third? Mastering. Fourth?
Harvesting.
Fifth?
Guidance.
Y'all are phenomenal. Y'all remember that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so why don't y'all tell me how this helped you? Like, who wants to share what hit home for you? Okay, and tell us your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Jill Ellen, and I'm from Austin, Texas.
I live in Austin. I just moved to Austin. Yay! All right, okay, I'm getting ready. Go ahead. All right, so you're from Austin?
Yes, I'm from Austin.
Right, I
And I
remember.
just think that it was incredibly amazing.
download.
And the fact that all of us need to know like the stages that we're in, and we need to be able to like say that we're at this stage, and this is our learning stage, and we're going to get to this last stage, which is actually providing a lot of value to people. And once we provide the value to people, we get to all of the different stages, we provide the value to people, that's when we're going to have all the success. And I think that it was wonderful.
Good.
I can't wait to get started.
Thank you, John A. Cup. I cheated. Okay, good. Who else want to share?
Find your own path.
Okay, good.
Find your
own path.
Whatever it is, whatever floats your boat.
Absolutely.
Just find your own path and stick with it.
Absolutely.
Don't look at all the other things. There's so many possibilities. This is what I've discovered in the 7 months I'm in. I was overwhelmed by all the possibilities.
Yes.
And then I found my own way, and I go like, I'm going to stick with that, and I feel great. I'm just moving forward now with full confidence that it's okay to do it
stay
my
in
way.
your lane.
Stay in my lane.
That's right. That's right. And
And
you know what, too? And you got to be very careful because you guys are going to hear a lot of success stories.
Yeah.
And what happens is you get intimidated and you start feeling less than, right? Because you feel like, I can't do what they're doing, or I can't do, because like I said with Vic is phenomenal, but Vic is in the guidance phase. That man has gone and walked this path for about 7 years.
Yeah.
And he's came and allowed us to dream bigger. So the goal is to see where the destination is.
Yes.
You're in the learning phase. So what you do, because he taught me how to dream bigger. When I saw Vic come in the game, I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
Like, I'm playing it too small, right? But you got to find your own path to make sure that you know who you are. Because here's the deal. All of us are going to get our own creative imagination. We have an imagination and our creative ideas. When you look at other people and what it is that they're doing, you doubt what your creative ideas are. You second guess them. You don't do anything because you're trying to emulate what someone else is doing. And all you do is fail at it. Then you start feeling depressed, low self-esteem. I'm not good enough. I'm not good at this. Let me get a job. I hate my life. You know what I mean? So it's finding your own path. Okay, who else wants to share what they learned? I'm asking people to share what they learned out of today's message. Who wants to share? Okay, go ahead. Tell us your name, where you're from.
My name is Gabe from Iowa, and the most powerful point that I learned was developing a skill set to refine your mind to a point that just attracts money to you effortlessly. And that's it. That's all I say.
Oh, I love that. I love that. What?
And Nicole, I think every time that you speak with power and purpose, and the feeling that you have for people and for your family and for your purpose and why helps to exude all of that purpose and why from everyone else. I followed you from the very beginning of what I've gotten in, and what you share is so you, and so people feel that, and then they can just dig into themselves and find their purpose and get to their why, and then help others do the same thing.
I love it. Give us your name and where you're from.
Angie Tonini-Rogers in Louisville, Kentucky.
Angie Tonini, we've been talking.
Yes.
Hey,
I told you I've been
good to
following
see
you. Yes. So,
Good. Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.
Who else wants to share what they learned from today? All right.
What I got from your message is two things that we want to focus on. Because like you said, there are so many things. Me being someone that just started, it was just really overwhelming. Social media and blogging and this and that. And so to pinpoint to the things that I want to focus on, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do video for one, and then focus on social media.
Yeah, because here's the deal. If you choose video, guys, there's so many elements to video. There's SEO. There's syndication. There's being able to understand how to market through your videos and influence people. Then when you create your videos, you can actually take the content, get it transcribed, turn it into a blog post, turn it into a slideshow. It's like you take one avenue and you master all the variations of that angle. Because when you try to do too many things like I did in the beginning, I saw all these guys paying thousands of dollars to pay traffic. So I'm like, maybe I should spend like $5,000 a month and I'll be very, very rich. What was happening is I didn't know that angle. So I was going broke and I was negating what I didn't know, which was the free stuff, the Facebook, the video, and my business was going down because I wasn't doing what I knew. So I was chasing everybody else's path, losing sight of my own. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta find your own lane and choose that marketing strategy that fits for you. If you're not a video person, but you're a great writer, write. And then take the writing and turn it into a slideshow where you don't show your face and you do a video of the slideshow that's educating people. But you find that one avenue because internet marketing, there's so many things you can do with one strategy, right? So you have Facebook, so you can do Facebook group marketing, you can do Facebook PPC, you can do a Facebook business page, you know? There's so many things that you can do with that. So I'm glad you shared that because a lot of us are watching the entire 15K and then we're like,
Right. Exactly. That was a good
where do I
nugget.
go?
Yep.
Don't watch
good.
everything. Identify which one you want to do and start off with one first. Like, so if it's blogging, you have like 5 different things you learn, SEO strategies and syndication strategies and all the things. You go through there and you make a checklist. Pull like 3 to 5 key things that you need to take action on. Not just inspiration is not enough, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, like I say, it's 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. So you go through and you find, when you go through that training, you find the key things they're telling you they do to take action. And you make that a checklist. Okay? You take that information and you just make it a simple checklist because what happens, you sit at home and you look at the computer and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? But when you have a checklist that says, okay, write the blog post, make sure it has 3 key bonus value points in there, make sure you have your keywords in there, make sure you syndicate it. When you put syndication, you say, okay, I'm going to syndicate it by using the social media bar, the badass button. I'm going to go and I'm going to syndicate it through my Facebook group using Hootsuite. I'm going to go through and share it. I might do a video promoting my blog post. Then you might go to some other like blog syndication groups and you promote it. You have all this as a checklist. So every day when you take action, you know you're being productive.
Right.
Right? Because every piece of content you produce gets you out there in the search engines to get you found more. So it's all about building. You guys heard of the penny a day that doubles? You know, the slight edge. You read Jeff Olson's Slight Edge?
Yes.
Yeah. So a penny a day double turns out to be how much? Do y'all remember over a 30-day period? Sorry, I'm like filming myself. Like, yeah, I'm talking. Like, yeah, you know, camera crew here with my arm here. It was, you remember? It was, I think, no, a penny a day for 30 days was like $10 million. Or 10 million or something like that. And that's the same thing with content on the internet. Because see, even with free strategy, guys, all I do is free. Okay? Up to now. I don't do pay because I don't know what I'm doing. I've tried and I've lost a lot of money. So this weekend, here's another thing. When you get access to in these circles, they sit down with you and they teach you stuff. Vic has sat down and poured into me. That's the beauty about being here. Vic sat down with me till 1 o'clock in the morning the other night and told me, Nicole, this is what you need to do. You need to dream bigger.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're so right, because I'm getting lost in what success looks like for me, that I'm failing to have fun with the journey that I'm on to dream bigger, to keep growing, right?
Yeah.
Justin Varengia sat down with me and poured into me. Tony Rush gave me resources, had me sit down with his traffic guide. These are the kind of people we're working with. This is our family that tells you what they're doing so that you can be educated and they don't mislead you and make you go spend a lot of money because they want to beat you. That's not the atmosphere we're in. But when you get access to the people in this group, they give you the information to help you grow and learn how to do things right. So I'm a free person. I may have made $300,000 in the business, but it's not by paying money out on paid traffic. It's through so Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
That's all I do. And blog. You know, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
One more testimonial from what they learned today from what we shared. Anybody? Yes. Hey, hi, beautiful. You look like a model. How are you? Very well. Hi. Nice to meet you. So you want to thank you. You want to tell me what you learned from today, what we shared in the notes, like what I shared on the stage?
Yes, Nicole is a fabulous leader here, and I'm so pleased to be standing right next to her.
Give us your name and where you're from. I hear an accent.
I'm Princess Pierce, and I'm from the UK.
Princess you.
Nicole has just shared that you don't have to have huge amounts of money to start with this. You can actually have free specialty as well, just like what she's doing. And it's an amazing passion to open things up, transparent, exactly
action.
Take action.
Massive action.
This isn't deep. It's funny because you go from being the newbie that's like Google Gaga to taking action, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" You noticed? While you're at home, up all night, not sleeping,
Yes.
getting frustrated, crying. What am I doing? When's this going to show off? So all of a sudden, one day you get the result,
Yeah.
and you see it happen. All right, one more, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm sorry. Sure. Give us your name and where you're from.
I'm Sky Jensen. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah. So what I noticed from this conversation on stage, one was absolute clarity. Total clarity in the definition of the water and share every step. And you described the second one as also the quality. So total clarity, and also it was flowing. Everything just, when things don't turn out particularly exactly the way it's supposed to, you're right with it.
Yeah, guys, the mic screwed up like 5 times. Kids kept coming out on stage, just like they do on my webinars, and interrupt my calls. But it happened.
And she rolled right with it. Natural.
Yes. Natural.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You are awesome. Tall, handsome hunk. Are you married? Are you single? You guys see that? It's going to give me your number. I'm just kidding. But thank you. Well, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to wrap it up. Say bye, everybody. Tell them they need to click the link below and be at the next event, right?
Yes.
Click the link below. Click the link below.
All right. So, and by the way, y'all can all pull this video and use it for yourself. Make them click the link below. All right.
All right.
Be at the next event. Click the link below.